Stop number 23 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to traditionally the third and final road course race of the season. And this one is not as twisty and turny as Sonoma is. And this one's definitely not as, this one's got straightaways like Riverside, but this track is not located in California. No, this third and final road course race of the season here takes us to the beautiful Finger Lakes region in upstate New York. And if you've seen pictures of that scenery, you know how beautiful it looks there, and obviously looks like a good camping site too. But we're not here to talk about campsites and all the sunshine and daisies. But today we visit here for some Castrol GTX Cup Series racing at stop number 20, and it's the home of stop number 23, the Budweiser at the Glen. As we're here for 14 laps of racing on this 2.454 mile road course, and on the pole for today's race, it's two-time winner this season Cole Deaver, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. He's alongside Jessica Shelton, car number 94, the McDonald's Ford. She also a two-time winner this season. Her wins came at Bristol and Riverside, while Deaver's came in Atlanta and also the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Row number 2 has Zach Rogers in the Valvoline Ford. Car number 6, Zach, one of the road course masters in the NNSCRA. He won this season at North Wilkesboro. He's flanked by Charles Sanford, car 24, the DuPont Chevrolet. His win came on the road course at Sonoma. Row number 3 has two-time winner season so far, Kyle Matthews. He won at Dover and the second race at Pocono. And alongside of him will be the winner at the Brickyard 400, Seth Cole, car 44, the Hot Wheels Pontiac. Fourth row has Matt McIntyre, car 33, the Skull Bandit Chevrolet, and Dylan Young in number 2, the Miller Lite Ford. Dylan, the winner at Bristol. Shelton won Bristol. Dylan, winner at Rockingham in Texas this season. Next row has Jesse Turner in 75 and number 88. That's Keith Batson. Batson winner at Darlington and Martinsville, while Jesse Turner took the win in the second race in the second Talladega race this season. Next row down has Levi McIntyre in 99, the XFR's SKF Ford. He's flanked by Trent Dunham. Trent was winner of the first Pocono stop this season. Next row down has number 18, Nathan Orman, and beside him, number 31, Daniel Bouchard. Bouchard winner this season at Michigan and Richmond. In fact, we'll be going to Michigan next on the tour for the Champion Spark Plug 400. Next row down has the Coca-Cola 600 winner at Charlotte, Quentin Moore. He's alongside number 28, Cat Batson. Next row has Alex Miller in 15, the winner this season at New Hampshire. He's alongside Bill Parker in number 5. Next row has 20, Joshua Osborne in 43, Mike Becker. Next row has number 4, William Brock in the Kodak Film Chevrolet, and number 29, Zachary Fitzwater. Next row down has Dylan Poteet in 22 and number 98, Laura Chung. Next row down has 26, Ryan Brommer, and number 7, Allison Rain. Next row down has number 16, Rob Evans, and number 30, Ryan George. Ryan George nearly won the Brickyard 400 this season. had a darn good run in that race. Next row down has the Talladega winner, first Talladega winner this season. That's Paul Minnick in the Tide Ford car number 10, and number 25, James Henry in the Budweiser Chevrolet. Next row down has Aaron Macklin in 87 and number 40, Zach Winkle, the Daytona 500 champion. Macklin had a really good run at the Brickyard 400, the last race on the tour. Next row down has Roberto Crown Jr. in 17 and number 23, Wes McCoy, the winner this season at the All-Stars at Charlotte. Next row, John Andrews in 41 and number 81, Daniel Getrock. Andrews winner this season at California. Next row down, Dylan Abrahamian in number 37 and number 71, Daniel Getrock. And starting shotgun, James Sykes in number 90, the man who almost won the Brickyard, another one who almost won the Brickyard this season. In fact, he got passed on the last lap going into turn number 1 by Seth Colsa, unfortunately for him. But he's flanked by number 36, that is Cement Oscon. So that being said, here we're getting stuff for racing here today. 14 laps around this 2.454 mile racetrack racetrack, the scenic road course at Watkins Glen. Like I said, a lot of campsites here on this track here, but I'm sure some people who probably camped out at the Glen overnight is probably looking forward to some racing here today. Here's the command to fire the engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
That should be ladies and gentlemen, start your engines, because we have a lady on the front row for this race. So the commands again to fire the engines is the pace car gets the field off around for the pace up and back for the start of the race right after this. pace car about to duck off on the pit road here. The field being led in the hands of Cole Deaver and Jessica Shelton, a Ford Chevy front row for this race here. One's a Monte Carlo, the other a Thunderbird as the field comes to the start-finish line. As the green flag flies, Cole Deaver looks to make it a season sweep. He won the Meliota Series race here a day earlier. Green flag flies. Let's go road racing at Watkins Glen. Up through the S's, that's turns 2, 3, and 4 right there. Off turn number 4, and by the time they're up to almost 170 miles an hour, come off that fourth corner, and Deaver will push up to about 184 miles an hour. We're head up to the ever-present inner loop. That's turns 5, 6, 7, and 8 on this course here. And up through turn number 9, that's the big sweeping corner here, about third gear for these cars. And Deaver pulls ahead to take the lead here. Jessica Shelton, second position. Third is Zach Rogers. Then Kyle Matthews and the 24 car of Charles Sanford, the top 5. As they come off turn number 11, Deaver almost got the wall here. Shelton, a little bit better line here. She looks to the low side. But here comes Rogers down the low side of Valvoline Ford. As he moves to the inside, tries to take second position from Shelton. He's got the preferred groove in turn number 1. A very tricky corner here at the Glen because it's about a 90-degree angle between the straightaways and turn number 1 here. So very tricky corner to get down. You have to get woed down pretty, at a kind of almost at a precise moment. I guess you might say here. Rogers goes to second position now as he gets past Shelton, and as they come out the fourth turn. You saw Charles Sanford try to make a move to the inside in the 24 car, but thought better of it as they went to the inner loop, and the yellow flag looks like it's flown, I think. Yes, it is. And it's 28, Kat Batson. She has unfortunately had problems in turn number 30. This is on this course. Cole Deaver will win the race back to the start-finish line. Looks like, unless Rogers can get a run right there, come off the 11th corner. Deaver got the wall, come off that 11th corner. Here comes Rogers to the inside. Shelton tries to get Rogers to the start-finish line, does not do so. Deaver holds them all off. I actually thought it was going to be a little bit premature with that call too, but turns out I wasn't, and Deaver did hold him off to the start-finish line. So 2 laps are in the books, and the first caution flag's already flown. And it looks like it was Kat Batson in car 28, the Texaco Haviland Ford, that got turned. She was running 16th. She had just gotten past Alex Miller, looks like, in the 15 car. She goes right up into Nathan Orman in the 18 car and just basically turns herself around. Ooh, and Laura Chung had to slam on the brakes to try to keep from nailing Batson. Instead, she gets nailed by the, I think that looked like the 23 car of Wes McCoy, I think. Yes, it was. And he got into the wall coming off the... and one thing I need to mention about turn 3 at this track here, where Batson's car came to rest. Turn 3 is kind of a blinding crest corner here, and we'll go on board with some of these cars, and you'll see what we're going to find out here. But turn 3 is kind of a blinding crest, and you don't know what's happening up ahead until you get there, and by the time you do, most generally it's usually too late. And thus it's usually that's usually the driver who finds out it's too late there usually ends up suffering the consequences. And we have seen bad crashes in turn number 3. I want to say I remember one time there was a IMSA crash, a bad IMSA crash that happened in turn number 3, where you had 2 GTS cars, one of the lower class in IMSA at the time, spun in turn number 3, and one of the Camel Lights cars actually was going about 145, 150 miles an hour, and didn't see those 2 cars until it was too late, and slammed into both those cars and caught one of those cars on fire. It wasn't a big towering inferno at all, but it was still bad enough. And I think one of the drivers actually was hurt in that crash too, as you might imagine. So that's how bad turn 3 can be at this track here. As we come to the green flags flying here, Cole Deaver leads the race here at Watkins Glen. As we go back to some racing here, Zach Rogers is second, Jessica Shelton third, fourth is Kyle Matthews, and fifth position is Charles Sanford, or I should say fifth position is Seth Cole. Now it's Charles Sanford. He gets past Seth, going into turn number 2, and whoa, Seth and McIntyre almost into the wall coming into turn 3. Lost about to Dylan Young and almost lost another one to Keith Batson. And here they come for the inner loop, and Shelton now looks for second place on Zach Rogers. But Rogers holds her off for the time being, and Kyle Matthews look to the outside to try to get past Shelton. As Cole Deaver, the Dale Earnhardt colors, jumps out in front, and nobody has won 3 times this season. By the way, too, we got several 2-time winners this season, but nobody's won a third one yet this season. This shows you the parity we have in this series. In the Castrol GTX Cup Series here, quite a few 2-time winners, and a few 1-timers, but no 3-timers yet. That might change today, though. Zach Rogers, though, he's one of the drivers looking for his second. He won at North Wilkesboro this season, as we watched Kyle Matthews and Jessica Shelton go at it here between those two drivers, the 42 and the 94 cars. Jess drops to 4th position as Matthews takes 3rd away from the 94 car. Sanford is 5th position. 6th is Seth Cole. 7th is Dylan Young. 8th is Matt McIntyre. 9th is Keith Batson, and Jesse Turner runs in 10th. And here comes Charles Sanford, tries to make a move on Shelton. Oh, and Charles, the guy around the Seth Cole's car, and about turn himself around. Charles regroups and tries once again, though. Seth Cole gets by him for 5th place as they come down the stretch into turn number 10. And down that short straightaway, as you go on board with Jessica Shelton, the queen of the road. And she sees the drivers up ahead of them there. Zach Rogers, the 2nd place driver, leader Cole Deaver, and 3rd place Kyle Matthews. You see turn number 1 goes Shelton. She breaks hard for that corner. And down about a little over 70 miles an hour through that area, 73 miles an hour to be exact. Here's what I'm talking about for turn number 3, right there. There's turn 2. Here's turn 3 right there. That's a blind press corner. And once you get there, and most generally you don't know what's going on until you get there. It's about, like I said, usually it's too late once you do finally find out what's going on. And we often say oftentimes the driver is the last to know what's going on too. Saw her 3rd gear through the inner loop right there as she closed up at the back of the 42 car of Matthews. They come off turn number 9 and put it flat to the floor for Shelton as she slams into 4th gear, but only briefly. Up to about 173 miles an hour to turn number 10, and down about 100 miles an hour through that 10th corner, and a little bit slower for turn number 11, and down about 89 miles an hour. And Zach Rogers is going to take the lead. You saw it. Actually didn't quite see it, but Zach Rogers took the lead from Cole Deaver, and the number 6 Valvoline Ford goes to the top spot. And here comes Kyle Matthews down the low side, tries to get by Deaver for 2nd place here, and let's see what happens here. Chevy on the inside, Pontiac on the outside, and got another Ford behind him with Shelton, the driver you were just on board with a little bit about a minute ago. Zach Rogers taking it very smoothly through that area in the inner loop. Here comes Sanford, car number 5. Car number 24, excuse me. He's in 5th position. He got back past Seth Cole, and Seth's now close up to the back bumper of that 24 machine. Dylan Young and Matt McIntyre following behind them. Off corner number 11 right there. There it is. And here comes Matthews and Shelton to the inside of Deaver. That's for 2nd place here. And I thought Jess was going to stay right there behind Matthews and just blow past Deaver too, but she stays right behind Cole for some reason. Either that or couldn't muster enough speed to get past the 3-car, but she's still on the back bumper of that number 3 machine, though. No question about it. Matthews now tries to catch him past Zach Rogers. If Zach holds on, it'll be a second victory of the season. As I mentioned, he won the first Union 400 at North Wilkesboro this season. Matthews a 2-time winner this season himself. He won at Dover and Pocono, the second Pocono race, while Deaver won the Pepsi 400 at Daytona and also the race at Atlanta. And Jess, also a 2-time winner this season herself, as we mentioned, won at Bristol and again on the road course at Riverside. And Jess flat dominated that Riverside event too. I mean, she was untouchable that day. All 40 cars still remain running, and all 40 of them still remain on the lead lap. Charles Sanford way wide off turn number 1. And Seth Cole goes by him, and oh, Dylan Young! Into the wall he goes, trying to get past Sanford. And he gets passed by McIntyre, Deaver, McIntyre, Batson, Turner, another McIntyre, Levi, Dunham, and I think Bouchard. And here comes Quentin Moore up in the back number of that number 2 cars to come down into the inner loop. But Dylan Young really pancaked the side of that number 2 Miller Lite Ford. Same thing happened to him when he and another person, he and a couple others got together in the Melly Yellow race at this same track a day earlier. And who says rough and tumble racing only happens on short tracks? It can happen also on the road courses too. Down the front stretch he goes. Zach Rogers completes another lap. That's 10 laps in the books, 4 to go. 0.6 of a second, the margin between the front 2 cars of the 6 and the 42. Zach started his race in 3rd position, qualified well, was fast in both practice and happy hour. As we mentioned, one of the road course masters in the NNSCRA competition. Just if you've ever raced against him online, you'll know what I mean. But running that car very strong, and I'm sure he wants to take that. He wants to keep that same setup when he comes back next season in this series. But Matthews keeping it close to the number 42 car here. Deaver behind him in third position. Led the first half of this race earlier this season, or earlier on in this race, I should say. Jessica Shelton still trying to get by that number 3 car. Deaver, she looked to the inside of that 3 car as she moves to the inside lane here. Back on board with Jessica Shelton. It looks like yellow flags out again, looks like, I think. And yes, it is. Yellow flag is back out here. It looks like Muhammad Abdullah in the 81 car that has spun. So Jess didn't quite get past the 3 car of Cole Deaver, and we're down to 3 laps remaining. So I don't know if we're going to get this race restarted or not. Caution came out with 3 to go the last time, with about 4 to go the last time at the Glen. So here's what caused the yellow flag to fly for the second time here today. It's John Andrews and Roberto Crown Jr. in the 17 car. I don't think Andrews had anything to do with it here, but he comes right into Rob Evans. Oh my gosh, Rob Evans, bad hit for him. Then he gets nailed by the 90 car of James Sykes, and who comes back and hits the 28 car of Kat Batson, second accident she's been in today. Cement Oscon also got involved in the 36 car as he spun in the as they spun in turn number 9, but that was a bad hit by the 16 car of Rob Evans. We're gonna look at that. We're gonna look at his crash again real time. Real time replay. I mean, crashing a tire barrier and then comes back and gets nailed by the 90 car of James Sykes there. Doesn't matter who you get nailed by, though. That's just adding insult to injury. So the end result is the 16 and the 90 cars are both out of the race here because of crashes here. They're going to be the only two cars out of the race because the white and yellow flags have both played, so we're not going to get this race restarted. Sadly enough, I don't know why they don't allow one lap shootouts on the road course on this game there, to be honest. But anyway, but a break that was for Zach Rogers. He will get his second victory of the season as he will win the Budweiser at the Glen, barring any problems out of his number 6 car, obviously. Kyle Matthews will come home second. Third place will go to Cole Deaver. Fourth to Jessica Shelton. Fifth place will go to Seth Cole. Sixth to Charles Sanford. Seventh place will go to Matt McIntyre. Eighth to Keith Batson. Ninth to Levi McIntyre. And Jesse Turner will finish in 10th position. Trent Dunham will finish 11th. 12th to Daniel Bouchard. 13th, Dylan Young. Alex Miller with a solid run in 14th. Quentin Moore 15th. Nathan Orman 16th. 17th is Orman's teammate Joshua Osborne. 18th to Zachary Fitzwater. 19th to Phil Parker. 20th to goes to Mike Becker. 21st to William Brock. 22nd to Ryan Brommer, the Quicker State Ford. Dylan Poteet 23rd. 24th to Ryan George. 25th to James Henry. 26th, Allison Rain. 27th will go to Paul Minnick. 28th to Aaron Macklin. 29th, John Andrews. 30th to Zach Winkle. Kat Batson, a rough day for her, finishes 31st. 32nd will go to Laura Chung. 33rd, Dylan Abrahamian. 34th, Wes McCoy. 35th, Daniel Goodtrot. 36th will go to Roberto Crown Jr. 37th, Samit Oscon. And 38th, the last car to finish this race will be Muhammad Abdullah. All 38 cars will finish today on the lead lap. The cars, again, out of the race are the cars of Rob Evans and James Sykes. Those two cars were involved in that bad crash coming off the inner loop on lap number 11 in this race. So that looks like it's going to do it here as they come through turns number 10 and 11 here. Both races at today at the Glen, both the Mellow Yellow race and this race ends under caution. But as one of the drag racing announcers, I grew up watching back in the day, always says they're all like line drives and the box score is what they all are. But a big victory, a big morale boost is going to be for Zach Rogers. Checker flag waves the bow for the Valvoline Ford, and Zach Rogers will win the Budweiser at the Glen at Watkins Glen. His second victory of the season. He's another one that joins the 2-win club this season. Boy, how many drivers have won twice this season? I kind of like to know here, but anyway, this has been quite a season so far. Average speed of 87.684 miles per hour. Kyle Matthews again will come home second. Again, the top 10. Matthews is second. Third will go to Cole Deaver in car number 3. Jessica Shelton fourth. Fifth will go to Seth Cole. And sixth to Charles Sanford. Seventh to Matt McIntyre. Eighth, Keith Batson. Ninth to Levi McIntyre. And 10th place will go to Jesse Turner. Average speed 87.684 miles per hour. So 23 races are in the books, and 11 races are left to go on the season. We're getting down to it this season, as we'll head to Michigan for the next stop on the tour for the Champion Spark Plug 400, and that's gonna be a great race up that 2-mile D-shaped racetrack up in the Irish hills of Brooklyn, Michigan. Gonna be exciting race there. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got in-our races, we got gaming videos, we got in-our online videos. Whatever the president of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole, desires to have for his channel, be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series, which is also on his channel too. It's the main series on his channel, believe it or obviously. And if you want in on his series next season, then please get with Seth, and and he will get you going in that series as well too. So be sure to check out. Be sure to subscribe to this channel as well as our other two channels that does NNSCRA offline. That's channels Thrash Maniac 99. That's the man who does the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, and also he's got some cool stuff on his channel. And also subscribe to X867539858X. He's the man who does the NNSCRA Spectrum Mobile Cup Series. So be sure to check out those two channels. They both got some cool stuff. and also subscribe to this channel as well too in the subscribe button below. So that will do it here today at Watkins Glen. Congratulations once again to Zach Rogers, the winner of the Budweiser at the Glen. For now, this is James Qualls. This is a production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 10 years of offline racing at its best. We will see you at Michigan for the Champion Spark Plug 400.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?